back, everyone, to the loyal faithful who are not bots or fucking, what was the other thing? Bots or fucking...
Web crawlers.
To the loyal, actual people, welcome back to a new episode of All Gas, No Trash. I'm Josh, sidekick for the episode. I don't even know co-host. Sidekick's probably accurate. Main guy, the main event, Adam, is here with me today.
I just look onwards to the sky with a vapid look.
He throws up the number one saying, acknowledge me for being the musical god that I am.
Yeah.
And today we have a new episode of All Gas, No Trash. We're going to talk about Frankie Valli potentially being elder abused, just like Biden is being abused.
Dude, it's the most fucked up thing. I mean, it's... You can check out the video later, but yeah. I'm just bringing it up for the fact that Frankie Valli is like he's a super senior citizen at this point.
Still being prodded out on stage, basically with a cattle prod. Get out there and perform, old man.
Yeah, so...
Or what it seems like. Also, we're going to talk about Lilly Allen making more money on feet pics than actual
their music. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the Ragey Awards, the Game Ragey Awards, I guess.
Yeah.
Is, Adam's idea for an awards thing. So, before we get into it, though, if you want, you can go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. Well, not if you want. If you... Please do go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. Please subscribe. We need subscribers, all right? Like... We're trying to get 19 more subscribers so we can do live broadcasts. And once we hit that number, we're good to go. All right. So please go to YouTube. If you get any enjoyment or if you get any hatred out of this show, if you get, I dare say, any entertainment out of this show, no matter how small the entertainment is, if you get any at all, go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube where you can like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, we're at Game Rage Magazine on Instagram and TikTok, Game Rage Mag on Twitter/X. This show itself, All Gas, No Trash Official, is all up in your Instagram. You can follow there and check out all the things that Adam has to say about music. If you like anime, you can go check out the Anime Syndicate podcast. You can follow our good buddy Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram. All right, cheap plugs out of the way. Frankie Valli, what do you got for me?
Frankie Valli. So I saw a video of fucking Frankie Valli performing at some fucking venue.
Uh-huh.
And of course, it's very much like Amy Winehouse being thrown on stage.
Well, high as fuck.
High as fuck. Knowing that, and maybe her managers felt otherwise, that she shouldn't have been on there for her own safety and for her own health. Mm-hmm. That they really thought that, but they also didn't stop her from going up there so that they can get their bag, because their reliance on her for their source of income is like, it's a necessity.
That's the one thing that sucks, is like when you get to a certain level and you have a certain number of individuals that are relying upon you for their income, right? Or a portion thereof of said income. When you get to a certain age and maybe like you can't really do this anymore, or you shouldn't be doing this, they're incentivized to keep throwing you out there because they need to keep getting that money. They need to keep getting that paycheck that you're bringing in. And if you're anyone of some sort of any kind of celebrity, I mean, I don't know shit about Frankie Valli or whatever, but like, I mean, I'm assuming he's some kind of a, fairly popular individual in whatever scene he's in.
Ah, fuck. Oh, you ever sneeze so hard? Oh my God.
Did you hurt yourself? You need a Tommy John surgery now? You just blew out your rotator cuff?
Oh, dude. It's like getting punched 1,000 times.
In the shoulder blade? Or the chest?
No, you could feel it. Like, sometimes you'll feel it all over, but...
Oh, yeah, it's like a shockwave.
I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, how is that... how is that even possible? But anyways, Frankie Valli is famous for, Sherry Baby and Walk Like a Man, Talk Like a Man, that,
Yeah.
And I forgot what other songs. But old guard of music, and somebody, I don't know if he was involved with the mob or not, but knowing that they're from like Jersey and shit, or they're from like the New York area. Like, dude.
Oh my God, dude. He's 90 fucking years old. Okay. This guy was born in 1934.
Yeah.
This dude, Jesus fuck, why are you parading this asshole out on stage? Like, I'm sorry.
So
the article from 14 hours ago is from the Washington Post, mind you. Frankie Valli just can't quit, even if the internet is laughing at him. Frankie Valli is not fucking in charge of this. I'm sorry. Like, there's no fucking way he's making these decisions.
Yeah, I don't know what the case is, but you see the video, and he's just walking around on stage like he's lost, like a senior citizen with dementia.
Yeah.
Like, he's walking around, and he's got this vapid look in his eyes, and he's barely mouthing the words, and I think they have a backing track of him singing as opposed to him actually singing. I'm like, man, what is this dude doing at 94 fucking years old? Is he still trying to get his bag? Like, I'm like, dude, at this point, you have to be retired and have to have some kind of income that you're able to live out your years and not have to work or whatever. But I'm like, man, is somebody fucking holding a gun to his head so that they keep making money off of him? Or is he doing this because he's such a stubborn prick that he can't let go? And he doesn't know the limits of his body now at this point.
It could be. It could be that he just doesn't want to fucking quit because he loves doing this so much, right? It could be that. But if you're on stage and you're lip syncing essentially to your own songs and barely fucking doing it, I don't think you're the one calling the shots at that point. I think that as an artist, you have to at some point realize, like, hey man, I can't do this to the level I was. That's why wrestlers in pro wrestling eventually retire, because they realize there's a certain point that, okay, I love doing this shit, but I can't do it the way I was before, and so I need to get out of the ring. And they move into other aspects of wrestling, right? I think that this guy maybe doesn't have that aspect, that he could move into in music. So when he's done and should be retired, he should have been retired for probably the last 20 years at least. I mean, he should have retired in his 70s, maybe even 60s, but he kept going, probably because he was good to go. And then once you get into your late 80s or mid 80s, I feel like that's when you should be like, all right, guys, let's just call it a wrap. Depending on how coherent you can be, but this guy, probably not all there, especially in his 90s. There's no fucking way.
I wonder if it's just the Generation X mentality. They're like, man, I still got to get it while
it's that boomer mentality, man.
Like, I still need to get that money before anybody else gets it. And I mean, I don't know how popular Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons is at this point, and maybe it's people in their 40s and beyond that appreciate it. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate it, but Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons is not at the top of my fucking list for listening to music. And for somebody that's still kind of, I don't want to say living in the past, but if that's what you want to call it, then I guess call it for what it is. But at 94 years old, it's like you kind of have to fucking hang it up, dude.
Yeah. Well, 90. He's not 94. He's 90. He's
he's 90. My bad.
He's born in 1934, so he's exactly 90 years old. May 3rd, 1944. He's exactly 90 years old, plus a little extra. So, I mean, you got to hang it up, man. Like, there's no reason to keep doing it.
Or unless the circumstances for him are so bad because artists don't make enough money off of their own music and touring that they have to split the money with their booking agent, their fucking their manager, and you only end up with 40% of the money, and then fucking you and then you have to pay taxes for that fucking whole gross income, right? Or so it's like you get paid $100,000 and you pay half of your money
to
and you still
agents, fucking bookers, whatever, fucking multiple different individuals,
and then you pay taxes on $100,000 that you don't even get half of.
Yeah, that's what's fucked about the whole thing. And so guys like this have to fucking continue doing it. And also, I don't know how he was with his money. It could very well just be that he's good, and it's the people that are again, I'm just going to say what it is. Yes, the leeches, man. The agents, the managers, the leeches of society that probably for him aren't really doing much advocating for him in general because like he's a name already. He doesn't need to sell his name. People will book him for whatever, for just because of his name, right? People will show up and go to the event just because of who he is. The managers and leeches are taking their 15, their 20%. They need that to survive, right? They need to keep that going so they can keep getting that fucking standard of living that they're at. So obviously they're going to push this guy to go until he dies. I'm sure. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's like
hell. He might even die on stage.
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe
at this point.
It's like the Linkin Park thing, man. How is it that the managers and booking agents were asking Mike Shinoda, when can we start booking dates? And he didn't even know what the fuck he was doing. Like, if what he was doing was in fact going to be Linkin Park.
Right, exactly.
So I don't know. So anyways, that was more or less to segue into the Lilly Allen thing, which is she's selling feet pics. And Lilly Allen is an artist herself, and she's saying that she's making more money than she did as an artist, which is fucking depressing because you think that society would reward people for the things that they do. Granted, if your shit is that good that you get paid appropriately for it, like if your music popular that you get paid for it. But as we know, like the streaming services don't really contribute to an artist's income. You get pennies on the dollar. Fractions of a penny on a dollar. And for her to be selling feet pics, it's like, fuck, man. You make more money, and I don't know. I think this isn't the right way to say this, but as we know in history itself, prostitution is like the oldest job.
Yeah, it's the oldest profession is what it's referred to as.
Right, the oldest profession that's been known to man, right?
Yeah.
And how sad is it that we can't even respect artists to pay them what they deserve in any format, streaming services, touring, all that shit, that somebody like her, I don't even know if she resorted to doing this because she needed the money that bad, or she just stumbled upon this. She's like, oh, I wonder what my feet can get for if I post this on OnlyFans, and oh wow, I can make $1,000 off of one photo and people are throwing gobs of money at me. Fuck, man, this is fucking great. And that's I'm not discrediting like Lilly Allen as like a, this isn't in a negative connotation, really. It's just like, this shit sucks because these are things that people resort to because you can't fucking make a bag as an artist at this point. Like,
it's very difficult, especially, and I can speak to this, from a Millennial Frog fucking perspective is, like right now, okay, we use CD Baby, right, to put out Millennial Frog shit, and our balance that we are owed is $3.03. Millennial Frog has had literally thousands of downloads and streams on Spotify, fucking iTunes, all this shit. None of them will let you put anything on their service unless you go through a distributor such as like CD Baby, right?
Yeah.
And our residual that we get out of this for the thousands, I don't know the exact number because it's like multiple streams. I have to like fucking calculate it. But through I know we've had thousands of downloads for Millennial Frog, right? $3.03 is all we're getting paid in residuals for this music that, by the way, is also free. Like, we don't charge for this money. This is free fucking shit. And yes, Spotify, anytime the Spotify ad or the music's played on Spotify, there's an ad associated with it, right? They make whatever they're charging and they pay us a fraction of a penny of a dollar for getting someone for someone listening to our song through their service, right? We've also had many radio plays internationally even. We've had now at this point, we're at 20 radio plays, and they've been in Russia, we've had India, we've had a bunch of different foreign countries play Millennial Frog songs on the actual radio. And again, we get an 1/18 of a cent for each radio play. And sure, in the grand scheme, as an artist, that's no way to fucking make money as a business, right? Unless you're making multi-millions of downloads or even in the billions, then you're maybe making money, right? granted, we're not selling shit, and that's the point. Is we're giving this shit for free to the loyal, to the folks, right? To the people who want to enjoy something and they enjoy it. But yeah, you can't. It's just hard. If I took feet pics, I'm sure I'd make more money. I'd make more than $3.03 off of taking feet pics if I started on OnlyFans right now. I guarantee it. And I could say that I'm a dude putting feet pics out, and I'd still make more money than that. And that's a sad fucking state. And the industry does it to itself because they won't allow you to independently become successful. So you have to fucking go through one of their shits. You have to be in the system. You have to give 20% to your agent. You have to give 20% to your fucking booker. You have to, there's all these percentages that get taken out. And you can't do it unless you have all these assholes. So really you're making what? 50% maybe if you're lucky. If you're in a good deal. So yeah, the shit sucks. I understand. I totally sympathize with Lilly Allen selling feet pics and making more money than doing her actual fucking artistry of music,
Yeah, I think at that point of being an artist, I think the best way to go about things now is not to be totally invested in your music. Yeah, keep doing it. Mm. Never really go on tour, and if you do, stick locally and do things around. Like if you have the luxury of living in California, knowing that the entire state is like bigger than most states, and you could probably travel all of it, and that would be a serviceable tour for you, and that could probably sustain you for, it could sustain you. Just the fact that you're gonna make more money off of fucking feet pics in the entirety of doing a tour, pushing music, and hoping people buy your album, all this shit. It's like, fuck, man. This honestly sucks ass. But I'll finish real quick. Yeah. I don't know. I think the way to look at music is, all right, you're gonna make music, right? Well, you might as well do fucking podcasting and do podcasting or videos about you making music.
Yeah.
Like turn everything you do into something that you can monetize in general. Like podcasting allows you to talk about your music at length for your fans that want to listen, right? So like that becomes your marketing for the music. And if you make videos, people become more invested in you as a person, so they like your personality. Maybe you get sponsors because people like who you are, so you get sponsors from like fucking guitars, drums, or bass guitar brands or anything like that. So it's like, at least you're not putting all your eggs on you making music off of touring or selling CDs. Yeah. You're just like diversifying in fucking everything. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of the shitty part of it is, hell, you might as well release your fucking album on OnlyFans at that point. And then, OnlyFans only takes 20%. And that's it. You get 80% of whatever you make. So if you release an album on OnlyFans, fuck, that's a way better deal than what you'd get from a record company where you're going to get, I don't know, maybe 20%. Maybe you're getting 20% and they're getting 80%.
Yeah.
Shit. Maybe fucking OnlyFans needs to think about encouraging artists to release fucking albums on their platform, and they're only going to take 20%. But I don't know. Anyways.
All right, last thing. So I think we should do. I wanted to do this last year, but I didn't really know how I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should do a music awards as a FU to the Grammys. But it's only going to be the things that we've reviewed in the past year.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be simple things. It'll be like best album art, best song of the year, best album of the year, best artist of the year, best new artist. It'll be probably like 10 different things, but we'll like go over each thing within one podcast episode at the end of the year, just to talk about like the things that we've listened to and highlighting the best of the best.
I'm all in fucking favor of that.
Yeah.
The Rageys, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the game Rageys.
Yeah.
That's fucking excellent. And I think, yeah, it's stuff that we reviewed. It's our best of show, or best in show of like what we reviewed over the last 12 months, being 2024. And I think that we should do that probably that should be like the first thing we put out in like 2025. It'll be like, or maybe right at the end of 2024. Game Rages 2024. It'll be everything from 2024 that we reviewed. And then we just come up with the categories, put them out, and then say what we think is the best shit of the year.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking excellent. Sexcellent, as you like to say. So stay tuned for that, I guess, because that's definitely something we're going to do. So, what else? You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, sweet. Well, fuck. Stay tuned for the Game Rages. A special edition of All Gas, No Trash coming towards the end of this year, 2024. Likely sometime in late December is when that'll be published out. So stay tuned for that. But anyways, in the meantime, you can go to YouTube, Game Rage Magazine, like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter/X Game Rage Mag. You can follow this show and Adam at All Gas No Trash Official on Instagram. And, if you want, go follow Frank at anime_syndicate_podcast on Instagram if you like, anime and bullshit like that. Anyways, fuck, that'll do it for us. We'll catch you guys on the next one.